Okay.
All right. Episode 2. Rocco. What just happened, Rocco?
I'm on my way to the new shop with my tools.
You just quit your job. I'm so proud
I
of
just
you.
quit my job.
I'm now standing in my kitchen because I half ate some food. So, Rocco, we talked on the way to you quitting your job. You walked into the shop. You're there with a tow truck, and I watched the whole thing while he let his phone keep going. I wasn't able to record it though. I was honestly like, oh shit, what if something goes down? And I'm the only one watching.
That's hilarious.
So
that's so funny.
So because we talked about, you said I'm nervous about this conflict, and I was like, this could be a communication. How did it go?
Well, you're right. It didn't have to be a conflict. It was a communication, and I had the control of how I wanted the situation to go. And you're right. There's no point in going back and forth with somebody when things obviously didn't work out because it never ends well. And my boss tried to do that. He tried to have that conversation with us. So you don't like it here? And I turned to him and I just said, it's not working out here, sir. No hard feelings. It's nothing personal. And I just grabbed my tools and I shook his hand and I said, take care, sir. I wish you the best.
Awesome.
And that was it.
Yeah. Because like Rocco, what you said there was you can control the situation. You can't, but you can control you in the situation. And usually, in something like that where there's a conflict, there's like a fire, and it's like two people just throwing gasoline at each other. Because if you're not willing to throw any gasoline, then they're not going to do the same. So.
Right. Yeah. There was just no point in doing it. You're right. There's no point. It's like burning a bridge because both of us are going to be emotional. And to be quite honest, even though I was pretty clear with him in previous interactions, I don't think he understands why I'm not there anymore, dude. And I don't know how more clear I could be at that point. So, like you said, there's no point in really having that communication other than wishing him the best. And that's what I did. And once I walked away and got in my truck, it felt like someone just took the elephant off my shoulders. It felt great.
So how do you feel now?
It's over. It's over. I feel better that it's over.
Awesome.
I guess the feelings beforehand were the anticipation of the moment. And now that the moment is gone, I feel a sense of relief. Like I can move forward with confidence knowing that I took care of the situation to the best of my ability. I didn't burn any bridges, and I feel like I handled it as peacefully as possible. And that's exactly what I wanted to do. And now I get to go forth with good karma and keep focusing on all the good things happening in my life right now. Because there's all kinds of good things happening in my life right now.
And the most important part is for clear conscience.
I have a calm conscience. What?
You're a clear conscious and calm mindset. You don't have to hate someone.
Right. Oh, I feel great right now, dude.
Real quick, are you using your front camera or your facing camera?
I'm using my front camera because once I started driving,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Don't worry about it.
Couldn't flip it around. Sorry.
It's not that bad. It's not great, but it'll be fine.
It's better during the day, that's for sure.
Yeah. So, okay, awesome. So, you said, I guess tell me how you're feeling right now.
Right now, I feel great, dude. All the feelings I felt beforehand are literally just gone. Yeah. I can feel a residual of it, like when you have the adrenaline rush, like when you're about to do something, like the after effect. That's what I feel. Yeah. And
then just can you notice a little bit, it was almost like you were anticipating ripping off the Band-Aid, and then it wasn't even really ripping off it wasn't even that painful.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Right. So that's why it's so important to remain present and remain here instead of because what'll happen, we'll just kind of ping pong back and forth of oh my gosh, it's gonna be so bad, and oh weird, and you're like, oh man, remember that one time it was so bad in the past, where we could just be present. And
it's definitely a great lesson live in real time of being present, how it can make the difference of just the situation.
Yeah.
That's what I got out of this. And honestly, I think it's awesome that I got to experience it with you live right here because let me tell you, dude, I feel great right now. And I just need to remember to practice that every time these situations come up.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's great.
Cool, man. So now you're on your way to the new shop. And
yes, sir.
I think you're saying the new shop, it was the same pay. It's a little bit closer. So I think you got a 10-minute shorter drive. And then you can leave an hour later so you can see your kids before they go to school.
So basically, yeah. So the new shop, it's the flat rate hour is the same. The hours, instead of it being 7 to 4, 8 to 5, Monday through Friday, instead of a 27-mile commute, it's a 21-mile commute, and that commute in itself is on a different road completely, which sees less traffic overall.
Okay.
So that in itself is just awesome. And then because I get to start my commute later, I'll actually, for the first time in a year, get to see my kids in the morning when they wake up before I go to work. So I'm really stoked about that. And then I get off at 5 o'clock. I'll probably be home 5:30, maybe 5:45, depending on how traffic is. So like I'm not going to be home too much later than I normally was. So it's a win. And then to go along with that, it's a dealership. So I have the opportunity to be exposed to free factory training for electric vehicles and hybrids and become certified for Kia.
Okay, so yeah, you got some more certifications, so there's like a bit of growth for you. I guess what I'm wondering is, are there any like red flags that you're aware of, that red or yellow flags that you're aware of that you may have been ignoring due to like the anger?
The only red flags I'm aware of at this new place, and it's not really a red flag for this place because it's the area in general. Their oldest technician is 23 years old. Then they have a shop foreman who has lots of experience. But other than me and the shop foreman, all those techs are really apprentices. There are no technicians there because this whole area is hurting for technicians. Is it a red flag for me? No. That just means that there's going to be plenty of cars for me to work on. And if there's people there that have potential, I have the opportunity to share my knowledge with these guys and bring them up with me, hopefully. So there's people that want to learn.
So there's some like younger staff, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
And then like how many are there?
I think total with me is 8.
Okay, and then before it was like the boss, you, and one other guy?
I'm sorry, what?
The shop you just left, it was the boss, you, and one more guy?
So yeah, in the shop I just left, which is an independent shop, there was the owner was also the service writer, plus one more service writer that was up front, and then there is me, the lead technician, which is the A tech, and then my buddy Zach, who is a B tech, and then a guy in the back, Johnny, who's an oil tech.
Gotcha.
And that's it.
So basically, you just like what I'm saying is like the new shop. There will be some like more mechanics. Sounds like they're young blood, and you could probably like teach them a lot.
Yeah, definitely. If there's a willingness to learn, I would love to share my knowledge because it's always fun sharing knowledge and helping others like build themselves up. I love the fact that there is more than just 3 people there that can fix cars. So if I do take a day off, the shop doesn't fall apart like it did at the last 2 shops I was at. And that's really nice.
Let's pressure on you, because I remember you said something about the other shop, like just give me a warm body that likes cars and I'll teach them. And
right.
It sounds like we're a little past having warm bodies in this shop, so there's a little higher chance of like you being able to like, you know, pass on some knowledge and also like you said before, not have so much pressure on you.
Hell yeah.
So that's exciting. So
it is. It's really exciting.
Yeah. High five.
I'm stoked, man. I'm happy. I feel like I made a really good choice, and it happened really quick, dude. We were looking at resumes Wednesday night, and I filled out this application I think at 10 o'clock in the morning, and at 6:15, the general manager of the dealership sent me a text message. And I was there at 9 a.m. and I had an hour and a half interview with the guy, with the service manager. And then I did my background check, my drug screening, and then today they told me they were sending me a tow truck. So
say the thing about like what they said over the phone of like the drug test.
Oh, so when we got to the part where he's like, I want you to go on the website and do this right here so we can do the application, and then you're going to do your background check and drug screening. And I said, perfect. What kind of drugs are we testing? And he's like, well, what do you do? I said, I just smoke weed. He's like, you don't do anything else? I'm like, no, I don't drink. I don't do cigarettes. I like to drink coffee and I smoke weed. That's all I do. And, you know, it's because I have insomnia and I like to smoke weed. And he's like, I don't give a fuck about that. And I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, here, I'll make you feel better. Let me call the general manager, Dennis, the guy that texted me at 6:15 in the morning. He calls the guy and he's like, yeah, I'm right here in front of the guy right now. I love him. I think he's great. There's just one problem. He's got weed in this system. And I hear Dennis through the phone, I don't give a fuck about that. And I just smiled and I'm like, all right, cool, man. I guess we're golden. And I went and did my drug test yesterday and they told me it came back good. So I was high as fuck when I took that test too. And here we are, man. I'm about to pull up to the shop and unload my tools.
Rocco, do you actually fix cars faster after you smoke, or is that a thing?
So, for me, I have a very loud brain, and it's easier for me to clear my mind and focus if I got a little weed in my system. Um, do I fix cars faster? No, I don't want to fix them faster. I want to be very efficient when I do it. It allows me to have my processes. I can do them easier and clearly. I'm very particular when I work on cars, and once I get into my zone of working on cars, hours pass like minutes. So that's where I like to be when I'm fixing things. And not being blasted out of my mind, that's different. But having a little bit in my system to just kind of quiet my brain down really helps me focus and do what I need to do efficiently. And I've been like that, dude, since I'm 15.
Well, it does help you focus.
What's that?
It does help you focus.
It does. It helps me. It helps clear the chatter in my brain that is extremely difficult to quiet down, which I explained to you. If I'm 100% sober and I'm trying to do anything, it's like having a conversation with you right now inside of a really loud bar, inside of like a really loud stadium full of people playing a fucking football game, all at the same time. And it's just extremely difficult to focus.
Yeah.
And I smoke a little bit of weed and it's like a light switch. It just literally just turns it off. And I'm like, wow, I can actually hear my own thoughts. And I can just sit in the silence, which is not something I'm typically used to, especially having kids, dude. So to be able to sit in my own silence and turn wrenches and fix cars is honestly very much therapeutic. It is like a form of therapy because when I'm fixing cars, I'm not thinking about my wife. I'm not thinking about my kids. I'm not thinking about the bills I got to pay. I'm not thinking about the job I'm working at. I'm thinking about what I'm actually doing. Am I putting a turbo on this car? Am I diagnosing the drivability of this car? Whatever it is I'm on, that's the only thing I'm focused on. And that's probably the purest form of meditation I could probably get. I can't get to that level unless I'm working on cars. Does that sound weird?
Yeah. Well, Rocco, you said that you've been doing a little bit more meditation. What have you?
I have.
Tell me more about that.
I have been doing more meditation. So in the mornings when I get up, I've been doing mobility stretches because I'm old, and I do my routine. And then when I get in the car for the last month or so, I haven't listened to any music at all, man. Usually I listen to music, I put myself in a good mood, I got good reggae music on and stuff. I haven't been doing that. I haven't even had the desire to do it. I've just been wanting to sit in silence and try as hard as I can to sit in silence, and I do it for as long as I can without anything in my system because I'm trying not to depend on anything but me to feel the way I feel.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm making progress because I go longer and longer without having to be like, fuck, all right, let's do it. Like I don't like doing that. I want to have more control over the spectrum of my emotions and feelings. And I feel like this is something I need to conquer as well.
Right.
So I've been focusing on that and trying not to rely on marijuana or anything really to make me feel the way I want to feel, because in the end, I understand that when I smoke marijuana, it's not the marijuana. My body has a chemical reaction and I produce chemicals in my brain that makes me feel the way I do. And it's true because I could sit there and meditate and I can go through the entire stages of me smoking a bowl and feel high without actually feeling high.
Right.
So if I can do that without smoking marijuana, then I know that I can feel good by myself and I can control the loudness in my brain. I just need to practice at it. And that's kind of where I've been in the last month.
Right. Yeah, it's just like the gym. Like you're working your brain, like it's getting stronger over time.
Yeah.
So all right, brother, it looks like you are at your new place of employment. So I'll let you
Yes, sir, I am.
get those
right back there.
Get those tools. So I'll hear from you soon. So all right, brother.
Yes, sir.
Don't cut the recording. Like I'm going to stop the recording, but don't touch anything and just let it upload. Okay.
I won't touch anything. I'll leave everything alone. You might be in my pocket. You might see some stuff.